Hi Tom, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. It's been a slightly long afternoon for you with an unfortunate heavy defeat to Sutton in the FA Cup. How do you think your game went overall?
Sounds daft really, but the first 20 seconds went exactly as planned and then a little bit south after that. So we started in terms of actually starting with possession the way we wanted to, got a couple of shots on target, and then first time they get up our end of the pitch, obviously they score, and then it was sort of floodgates for sort of 10-15 minutes, which puts the game to bed as a contest. So frustrated in that sense because I felt like we gave them a head start. Not to say we would have won the game, obviously, if we hadn't done that and hadn't had our 15 minutes of madness. But it's becoming a bit of a habit that I'm not happy with in terms of starting slowly. So we need to get that sorted and we need to get that right. There were moments in the game I was really pleased with, which sounds daft, but that's sort of what annoys me more is we showed we can be brave on the ball. We showed we do know how to defend and we do know how to be compact. We do know how to press, but in other moments it sort of all fell apart. So frustrating all in all, if I'm honest.
Yeah. And from a coaching point of view, going in at half time at 5-0 down, what's your team talk look like there? Like, how do you motivate the girls to come back out fighting and try and get some games?
Yeah, no, to be fair, I mean, we just sort of said we need to hammer home the basics. And actually, I do think our response in the second half was fairly good. Obviously, we're 5 down at half time. I'm nitpicking a little bit, I suppose, for positives, but to only then, to do better in the second half with it being 4. Yeah, okay. I felt like we created some things and created some chances in the second half. I think we had one off the line from a corner. We had some really good passages of play just from doing the basics. I think one of the things from our point of view was you cannot force the ball forwards against these teams. We have to be able to reset the ball and build it back round, and we have to be brave to play our game. Not to say we would have won the game had we done that from minute 1 all the way through, but I think it would have been more competitive. And I think, we created the corner that was off the line, played through all 11 players. There was a brilliant passage of play. There were moments where we got the ball down, we played, and we looked like a team that compete against a good side. To be fair to Sutton, obviously they brought their strongest side, which is, I guess, a credit to us if you want to look at it that way. But we need to do that for longer and we need to do it faster and from the off, basically.
Yeah, and you sort of touched on it there. Sutton are a good side. I think they're 2 leagues above Burgess currently. Mm-hmm. This isn't the start of their competitive season. They've already got some competitive games under their belt.
7, I think.
Yeah, 7, exactly. Whereas this is our first competitive game at home. So understandable that it was going to be a tough game, and unfortunately maybe not as tough as we thought it was going to be, but take nothing away from them. I think they played really well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're a really strong side, and they'll be I don't think they'll be pushing promotion out of Tier 5, but they'll be very, very comfortable, and I imagine quite high up. We just felt that we are more capable of competing with those teams now. To be fair, with the way pre-season's panned out and everything else, we probably went a little bit early. Probably wasn't the game that you want to start the season with. On reflection, we didn't maybe look as match sharp, like we spoke about in the week that we wanted to. So that's on me a little bit. Probably started pre-season too early, thinking it would be, early September and whatever else, or that we might be in the prelim, which I think was the 24th of August. So, almost a month ago. So maybe if we'd had some competitive fixtures in there, it would have been a different ball game in terms of how close we kept it. So a little bit disappointed overall, but we need to make sure we're bringing the positive things, because there were actually positive things in there into the coming games.
Yeah, thank you. And how was your experience first time playing at home in the new facilities with brilliant fan support today? I think we were sort of pushing 200 people here for the women, which is great. What was your experience like? What did you think of the new facilities, the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, I'll touch on the fans first and foremost, because I think that's the most important thing for me. Yeah, 100%. And, loud as well, which matters to me. I think that helps and it spurs the girls on, because in fairness, okay, obviously it looks like a very heavy scoreline, it was, but it could have literally been a cricket score, I think, had we not had that support from the supporters that were here. So I appreciate that. I mean, the facility is brilliant, and I'd like to think anyone that comes here, that will speak for themselves. Obviously, the investment into it has been incredible. I always say sort of the support from the club is amazing. So, it suits the way we play football. It just might have today suited the opposition's way of playing football a little bit more. So that was obviously a shame. But I think all in all, the fact we're able to train on it, it was our first week, train on it every week. We'll get used more to the feel of it, to the surface, how the ball runs, being able to access just the basic surroundings of everything, getting here early, doing pre-match prep properly, having the food. Everything's been brilliant. So we're in a good spot with the facility to be a really strong, competitive outfit and try and push up the leagues, because we don't want to sit still. We want to get to the place Sutton are currently now. So and beyond that, hopefully, as they do. So every journey has to start somewhere. ours is where it is now, and hopefully it'll get better from here.
Brilliant, thank you. And just lastly, before I let you go, home to Worthing next week in another cup tie. How do you pick the team back up after maybe around a heavy defeat? And what was your prep look for that game?
Yeah, I mean, look, we obviously have to put it into perspective. So it'll be a different game with Worthing. We've played Worthing twice even in the past. You know, you don't really know what you're going to get with them. They've had a really strong pre-season, so I think they've won every game in pre-season, if I look correctly. They play on an artificial surface as well, albeit a slightly smaller one. So, you know, we sort of think that we can take the positives and build on them, and we basically just have to cut the rubbish out. And that's, I can't think of a better word. I'm going to say something rude then, but we have to cut the rubbish out and put the right things at the top of the pedestal and keep working on them. And I think if we do that, we should win the game. It's a cup game. I'd probably like to get going in the league now, but it's a cup game, and you know, that obviously is an opportunity to get people more minutes as well. So that's good. Good opportunity to get used to the pitch, and hopefully we can kind of play a game that exerts how we want to play a little bit more and push how we want to dominate the ball on the opposition. So that's kind of the aim. We said that to the girls. They were pretty good afterwards in terms of, you know, self-analysis and being able to pick themselves up and put it into perspective. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with where we are. And we just go again tomorrow at training, in all honesty.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll let you get on and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks, Lynden.